Opening my tea party just for you. Who is that? It's Ririna, the so-called anime enthusiast fox. It's time to continue with chapter 13. And of course, thank you to everyone who participated in the poll and helped me figure out how to navigate chapter 13, because it is very confusing. I don't know why they have two modes for the same main story. They should have just stuck to one. But either way, it is what it is. The poll said that everyone wants to see me play the normal mode, so that's what I'll be doing. As for the secrets and the side stories that are in the explore mode, I'll probably do that offline or just watch it on YouTube somewhere eventually, since I don't want to miss out on that potential lore bits. And it is apparently important later on, as it does refer back to this, I think, in future chapters. So I will be checking those out, but it just won't be recorded. So just FYI to everyone. I just want to make that very clear. I did go through the notes for the normal mode just to see where I am so I don't repeat. And it seems like we will be starting on breaking a deadlock. So that's what we'll be going for, and hopefully we can at least finish this one. I think it was Eden Fallen. And then maybe get through a lot of Deserted Tide today. At least that's my desire and hope. So I assume it'll be maybe like, I don't know. Let's see. Assuming I finish 60% for this one too, or even a whole one, I assume it'll be like 3 to 4 part videos for chapter 13. It's quite a long one. Quite surprised by that, but I did hear that it's gonna get longer from here on out. So it is what it is. So let's continue. On the other end of Eden 16B leisure module. So, the results of the scans show that the area is calm. Not even a single trace of the regular programs is detected. That seems a little out of the ordinary. I suggest proceeding with caution. Is there a way to bypass this area? Searching. No route was found. I can continue searching, but I'll need time. What is Babylonia's current altitude? Retrieving external data. Babylonia is still falling. It's now very close to the bottom of the low Earth orbit. How bad is the situation? Babylonia isn't designed to navigate through the stratosphere. If the altitude is too low, navigational functions will begin to malfunction. Even if we abandon Babylonia, there won't be enough time to evacuate the whole ship. Disregarding any anti-air weaponry on the surface that can damage Babylonia, the forced landing itself could kill at least a fourth of the passengers. We can't wait any longer. We have to stop it from crash landing. We need to hurry. If we force our way through, even though it won't impact us constructs, it will pose a risk to you, Commandant. But I also agree that there's no time to waste. In that case, I'll take point. Lee will cover the rear. Commandant, you'll be safer in the back. Being hit in virtual space won't be fatal, but disconnecting is still excruciating for humans. If a construct dies, they can still be repaired if the damage isn't beyond the reboot threshold. But humans can't be rebooted. So we can't afford to lose you, Commandant. Same goes for you. Yes, we know. I'm ready to provide cover fire. 3, 2, 1. Breaking through! Defense programs disguised as Terrapod guards patrol the area as usual. Looks like they don't pose much of a threat. We should still proceed with caution. I'll look after Commandant. Signals detected. Scanning. We all have an ID code from Babylonia. We should be okay. Hostile detected. Activating suppressive fire. Huh? Damn it, is this who Ashu's doing? Seems that we can't pass here without a fight. Seems so. Bianca, Huashu. I got you. Target hostile. Engaging defense mode. Damn it, she's hijacked the defense programs. We just have to get rid of them then. Oh, no you don't, Bianca! And we're good there. She's even hijacked the security barrier module. The port to deactivate is on the other side. We can't do anything from here. We have to find another way. Okay, so up the stairs, it seems. Memorial Park. More threats detected in the area. Activating extermination mode. That Bianca has made too many bridging attempts. All defense programs in the region are now alerted. We can't get away without fighting. It's okay, we can just get rid of them all. Oh, I already got rid of it? Okay, so it's over there. Okay, and there. More threats detected in the area. Activating extermination mode. Our last signal. It's just up ahead. Guess we have to go through them. Die! You will not get in the way of my mission! Oh wait, I just wasted that. It's okay, I got this. It'll be fine. You darn defensive program! Onwards! A hidden channel, as I thought. According to my scan, the destination of our bridging connection is right there. Bridge of Babylonia. The jumper is set. Can we transfer the signal? Not yet. There must be an issue with the power. Looks like we have to move the batteries here ourselves. I'll get Team 2. Hurry, the power will disconnect in 15 minutes. You guys, it's so stressful. All anti-interference protocols are dismissed. There is not enough computational power to counteract this unexpected occurrence. Now! Lee! Coming! Lee charges at Bianca with all his strength and lands a flying kick, causing Bianca to lose balance. Then using his right hand as an axis, he does a spinning kick with both feet, sending Bianca flying towards Lucia, right into her unsheathed blade. I see. Lucia slashes Bianca, giving her no time to react. The left shoulder of Bianca separates along the edge of the blade, sending parts flying and disintegrating in the air. Lucia follows her attack with a swift kick, sending Bianca flying. As Bianca flies through the air, a beam of light hits her right in the face. Well done, Liv. I just got the shot off in time. The fragmented body of Bianca separates into three as they fall among the ruins of buildings devastated during the battle. It's over. Lucia takes the left, Lee takes the right, and Liv comes in from the middle, shielding you as you four carefully move in a pincer formation towards the largest part of Bianca. The camouflage on her fragmented body has almost disappeared. Any resemblance of Bianca completely disintegrated, leaving a peculiar shape behind. Asimov hasn't told us that the issue is resolved, so this must be the sub-terminal Huashu specifically used to block us. Looks like Huashu is still causing Babylonia to fall from somewhere else. Why? I remember that. During the Battle of Kowloon, Gabrielle took Huashu's key from Chu. So the Ascendants are behind this, then. Huashu wouldn't be issuing this attack on Babylonia otherwise. AI is restricted by security protocols. They can't execute such dangerous orders without first receiving them from the operator. Frame functionality. Disassembling. Disassembling. Cannot maintain target restrictions. You sense a wave of energy fluctuations. What's going on? My body keeps... The jamming signal from the unknown origin disappears. That's... the elevator switch is turned on. The vibration slowly comes to a stop after a while, and everyone gradually regains their bodily functions. At which point, the rest of you finally notice Liv pointing off into the distance. Following her hand, everyone sees authorization restriction revoked, displayed on the operation panel to the passageway. Let's get going, everyone. Right. Type 2 fuel batteries have arrived. Type 4 fuel batteries have arrived. What the hell are you doing? You can't mix two different transformers. If the bridge blows up, I'm not footing the bill. Connect the jumper and crank up the voltage. Are you crazy? If you blow up the immersion chamber, you'll sever all the power. We can't wait. 5 more minutes and the voltage will go below the red line. Forget it. Don't worry about it. If it blows up, it blows up. If it can last for another minute, that's still a minute longer. The area infiltrated by the sub-terminals is in danger. Calling all sub-terminals to provide protection. What's happening? They found the access point and the location of the sub-terminal. But you said everything was under control. I miscalculated the capabilities of Grey Raven. It appears that their maneuver and strength have improved since the battle in Kowloon. Is the database outdated? It seems highly likely. Are you hiding something from me, Huoshu? I cannot understand what you are implying. I have more important things to do than explain myself to you. She really doesn't trust Huoshu, does she? I mean, I don't blame her, but still. It's a bit funny to realize that. Meanwhile, Murray has already disassembled the large terminal in the archives and connected cables of various sizes to a peculiar-looking module. He looks at the jerry-rigged bionic access terminal and smiles wryly. Looks like this is the only place to infiltrate Gestalt without being detected. Gestalt is limited by the principal protocol, so it won't intentionally inflict fatal damage to a human consciousness. But who can be sure that Gestalt is still its former self after having evolved for so long? Murray sighs as he puts the mask-shaped bionic access terminal on his face. So he's gonna go to us? Upon doing so, Murray is removed from all his senses as his consciousness falls into a vortex of emptiness. There's only one thought left in Murray's mind as he falls. If this is what you feel, what constructs feel when they dive in then? Lee, I don't envy you. If I had a choice between infiltrating Gestalt and negotiating with some strange Ascendant, I'd probably choose the latter. Don't say that, Murray! That's just betraying your brother! The vortex subsides and Murray finds himself once again in Babylonia. Time to get to work. While Gestalt is busy dealing with the intruder and the Grey Ravens, I'll see what secrets I can uncover here. But before I do, I need to be prepared. Murray reaches out with both hands towards where he entered, and he opens his hands as if calling upon something. Start the full band lockdown procedure and activate safe mode for this block. This will deactivate the normal immersion disengagement procedure, but that shouldn't be an issue for you, Lee. Let's see how Commander Nicola's minions will react. After all, only by activating security mode can I cover my tracks. I really can't tell whether he has, he's a very gray character, Murray. I just don't know how to feel about him. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Okay, what's the signal? What? Take a look. Asimov points at the screen, which displays a lit up dot hovering around core S42. What's this? It just appeared. That shouldn't be there. That floor is highly isolated. It shouldn't be accessible to external entries. While they are busy figuring out the source of the signal, the screen turns blank right before their eyes. And then the screen displays a massive warning. Connection rejected. What's going on? Switch to jumper LX12A. Connection rejected. Then add XK6 and bridge it directly to Gestalt's maintenance interface. Connection rejected. The heck? This is not an external problem. All interfaces have been disconnected internally. Seems like no one but those already inside can tell what the internal situation of Gestalt is right now. All we can do is maintain power and give them a chance to disengage. You know, the more I see Karenina, the more I like her. Scanning complete. No anomalies detected. Then let's move out. Understood. Asimov, we're going to the bridge in the virtual space. Asimov? Our comms are disconnected. What's going on? No clue. Try activating the logout sequence. Logout requests non-operational. We can't disengage. Well then, all we can do is keep moving. Right, let's focus on our mission. We'll figure out the rest later. The main intrusion terminal is under threat. Proceeding intrusions cannot be guaranteed. That's enough. Withdraw the main intrusion terminal as soon as possible. Since it's about to fail, there's no reason to entangle with them any further. That will take some time. I will need to withdraw all the data uploaded to Gestalt through each external port to prevent them from tracing the source and each bridge contact. Sister. Yes? Our mission to crash Babylonia has failed. Have everyone maintain defensive positions and retreat in my direction. Alright, I'll begin immediately. Wait, not so fast. Don't fall into their trap. Maintain an orderly retreat. Understood. Is something wrong? Gabrielle and Roland both took a detour on their way to their destinations. I see. Just why? I feel like I can't trust anyone in this game now, except for the Grey Raven. Hostile presence detected within proximity. Found you. Looks like we can't just ask you to give up the invasion yourself now, can we? You have no authority to issue that order. Then we have no other choice. If you continue to be hostile, then I also have no other choice but to counter with force. Bring it on. Whether it's for Babylonia or to find out the truth, we'll stop you. If you continue to stand in my way, necessary means will be carried out. Then come at us! We're gonna beat you! The culprit is right behind this door. Come on. Where? I don't see. Ah, over there? Oh, we're literally gonna fight you. Oh, okay. Calculation results. A battle with you is inevitable. You cannot interrupt Huoshu's plan. Oh boy. Okay, time to focus. Okay, let's do this. Oh shoot. Come over here. Oh, I thought I dodged. There we go. Come on, yellow. There we go. Operation disrupted. Unable to recover connection with the root server. Reconnecting failed. Yay, that wasn't too bad. Thought that was gonna be harder. Oh well. Request connection to root server. Request connection to root server. It won't work. We've cut off all contact between your subterminals and the root server. Disconnection confirmed. Withdrawing connection request to the root server. Disintegration process irreversible. Stop your infiltration on Babylonia immediately. You have no authority to issue that order. But I cannot continue executing order. Cannot maintain form stability. Much like Bianca before, Huoshu disintegrates before your eyes. Is it over? Asimov, what's the situation like outside? Asimov has turned on his comms, but he does not respond to your question. From the terminal screen, you can see he is moving something with Karenina. Looks like they're too busy to answer us. Let's find out what the status of the virtual space is. Yep, let's do it. That's... Liv leans over and picks something off the ground. Liv? This is on the ground after Huashu disappeared. Liv holds a peculiar fragment in her hand. Is that a data fragment? Why did it drop this when the other one... You're right, that one didn't drop anything. Can you analyze it? Let me see. It's a set of coordinates, but I can't decipher the last 2 data points. Maybe the fragment was solidified with the core of the sub-terminal and it was damaged when the core disintegrated. How accurate are the coordinates you can retrieve? I can narrow it down to an area of about 5 to 10 square kilometers. That should suffice. How's everything going? About time we hear back from you. We just finished preparations for you to leave the virtual space. What's the situation with Babylonia? We've managed to start ascending, but we won't be able to return to low Earth orbit anytime soon. At least we've stopped losing altitude. Well, that's good news. Huashu was the one who infiltrated Gestalt, and the sub-terminal dropped this, Asimov. Coordinates? Wait. Prepare to disengage from the virtual space. Right now? Yes, right now. President Hassan wants to see you. Well, that was fast, I guess. If that's the case, then let's get out of here. What's going on? I can't get you to disengage. Why can't I connect with you? What? Looks like a part of the full band lockdown procedure is still in effect. Guess we're stuck here. Don't worry about the lockdown for now. Lee, go to the terminal in the virtual space to synchronize your data with me. Gestalt is operating normally now, so if the usual method doesn't work, I still have another way. Lee quickly approaches the terminal and begins operating it. I'm ready on this end, Asimov. Are you ready to start the handshake protocol? Begin. Establishing handshake protocol. Integrating signal via side link. Signal requirement 0.47%. Signal requirement 14.6%. Since we can't use the main channel, it's going to take a bit longer. Warning. Unauthorized data flow detected. Emergency safeguard activated. Damn it. Now that Gestalt is fully operational, it's treating us like junk data. Asimov, think of something. Signal requirement 41.03%. Signal requirement 44.27%. You begin to feel the virtual space around you peeling off layer by layer, revealing the underlying data. We're running out of time, Asimov! Hurry up! I'm struggling to keep in sync. Tell me something I don't know! Signal requirement 61.3%. Signal requirement 66.09%. It's like we have no other choice but to offend Gestalt a little. You notice that the crumbling areas around you begin to halt, and some places even revert to looking like Babylonia. What did you do? I pitted part of Gestalt's firewalls against itself, which should buy us some time. Signal requirement 74.12%. Signal requirement 86.37%. Asimov, we reached the minimum requirement for the disengagement procedure. To begin the disengagement sequence, but I should warn you, your mind might experience a slight deviation. Just like that, everything around you falls into darkness, just like when you first began the immersion process. Importing memory, administering tranquilizer. Brainstem bridging link complete. Initiating consciousness update. Allocating memory, loading virtual presence, loading complete. Initiating virtual spatial retrieval with Spear FOS. Complete. Finally, we're out of there. "10 minutes after the Grey Ravens have left the immersion frame. President, considering the sudden nature of the occurrence, I'll keep this briefing short. Huashu's intrusion was connected to multiple access points. Even Asimov couldn't determine the actual location of Huashu in such a short time. But the coordinates you required may be an important lead. You mean it's time to take the offensive? But what if it's a trap? Is this data reliable? Good question. We've been thinking about whether or not they've set another trap. After referencing the local data, we found that the coordinates left by Huashu are consistent with the possible base of several Ascendants we checked earlier. Even if these coordinates aren't where Huashu is located, they may still be the key bridge access point. That's right, key bridge access point. Regardless, even if it's just an empty husk, it is still heavily associated with the Ascendants. This does pose some risk, but it's a risk we have to take. With this opportunity, we've never been closer to the Ascendants than we are now. Even if we can't eliminate them, we can at least clear up the mystery surrounding them. As for the potential risks, we can minimize it with a swift and efficient operation. We'll strike them before they even have time to react and complete our mission.
President, in the virtual space, we ran into...
Huashu, correct? Although that was most likely just one of Huashu's sub-terminals. You've all seen what the Ascendants are capable of. You saw them steal Huashu's key during the battle in Kowloon. After that, Luna successfully launched an attack on New Murmansk. Although we've already tried our best to save as many survivors as we could with the Forsaken and the Forest Guard. The ARU still suffered considerable damage. She decimated a large area around the Research Institute.
How can that be?
The Forest Guard that arrived on the scene provided us with a report of the situation. According to the damage and the statement from Stason before he passed out in the ICU, the Ascendant stole the experimental high-energy antenna cluster from the ruins just as we suspected. Wait, Stason is alive? Okay. The experimental high-energy antenna cluster? We couldn't get any more information out of Stason. After all, even the doctor doesn't know if he'll ever wake up again. Oh, okay, so he's in a coma. Searching for what happened to you. The reason why Huashu can invade Gestalt probably has to do with the antenna cluster taken by the Ascendants. Is Huashu working for the Ascendants? At the very least, the order to infiltrate Gestalt comes from them. Oh, by the way, Gestalt has returned to normal. I slightly modified the computing power and adjusted the parts the Spear of FOS can use. In conclusion, we know what the Ascendants were after this time. It has also provided us with decisive intel. That is, the coordinates you obtained. The coordinates point near City 075. City 075, isn't that? It's not exactly next to it, but you're right. It's the ruins of the 0-point reactor. Oh, they're now bringing it up, huh? Okay, I guess this is where they start talking about the reactor more in detail. Interesting, okay. We'll take care of Gestalt. You, on the other hand, are tasked with investigating the coordinates. Even if it doesn't lead to the Ascendants, it will at least point us in the right direction. So this time we'll be sending all the available forces to support you. We've already assembled the support force and task force. They're awaiting your orders. Commander Nikola? It's about time. We can't just be amassing forces. We need to strike when it's time to strike. We can't let this opportunity slip through our fingers. Advocating peace doesn't mean giving up the fight. It's also time for all of Babylonia to realize what we're up against. In short, all of Babylonia is ready. Wow, they're so cool now. Then let's begin. Guys, suddenly being cool, you guys. After Hassan gives his orders to everyone, they proceed to their posts.
President, we're going to begin our preparations.
Go ahead, but Didina, stay for a second. I should let you know something before the mission starts. Understood.
Should we stay here?
I'm not sending Didina away on another mission. There's just something I need to tell your commandant. Will you give us a moment?
Understood.
The three Grey Ravens give a brief but firm nod, then turn to leave. Hassan does not immediately start talking. Instead, he looks at Lucia as she walks off, lost in thought. It's not until the three Grey Ravens have exited the bridge does Hassan turn to face you. Looks like my hunch was correct. Huh? Remember the thing I sent you to do alone? I gave you some temporary clearance for the sake of training and other considerations. It gave you access to something you shouldn't have found out. As you know, there's too much information in Babylonia that could not be brought to light. But on a battlefield, the lack of crucial information can cause irreparable consequences. Hassan stops and closes his eyes for a long time. His frown alludes to the struggle inside him. Finally, Hassan's deliberation ends with a sigh. Are you sure you still want to do this? When Hassan sighs, Asimov slowly walks out of the corner, understanding the implication of his sigh. Yes. They were the first to show their hand, so we should also be fully prepared. This incident is likely to be an important point of progress for us in this war. Asimov, it's time to give it to Ririna. What do you want to give me? A double-edged sword. It will either be your key to victory or it will be the thing that destroys the Grey Ravens. Is it about her? Yes. Since her frame is... Intelligence Agency Archives. Sweating profusely, Murray rips the sweat-soaked mass terminal from his face. Yeah. Good thing I made it. He removes the memory drive from the terminal and pockets it. That was a rare sight to see. Time to make my getaway. Have to get out of here before the intelligence department has time to react. Murray kicks the scatter terminals into the gaps between the equipment with his heel, straightens his collar, and walks out of the archives. Outside of the archives, he is surprised to see someone waiting for him. Scarab, what a coincidence. Do you have a mission here as well? Hand it over. Okay. Murray takes out the memory drive from his coat and hands it to Valeria. Commander Nicola thanks you for your cooperation. I would be happier if you conveyed it personally. That's not my problem. It must be hard for you to obey the commander in such capacity, huh? 4 invisible indentations instantly appear on Murray's neck. Don't get me wrong. After all, I'm also working for the man. Now, would you please remove Yata's invisible tentacles from my neck? Yata. What a bore. When can I kill the funny guy? You'll have your chance. Release him. The indentations on Murray's neck fade away, revealing the camouflaged tentacles. A peculiar-looking construct appears along with them. In that case, shall we go and find some other unlucky vermin to kill, Captain? I have no interest in those I'm not allowed to kill. Fine, but first we must complete our delivery. Yata releases the tentacles around Murray's neck, then turns to leave the archives with Valeria. After watching them leave, Murray touches the suction cut marks on his neck and clears his expression. That wasn't exactly how I pictured it ending. But that counts as completing my objective, I suppose. We're back. Prepare our defenses. Is that necessary? Just take it as a precaution. That said, since our operation failed, our enemies surely won't just leave us be. I have successfully relayed the information. Next, I will begin simulating Babylonia's operation after they receive the data. This is a trap! An hour later. Order from the president with the highest clearance. From now on, all inbound and outbound routes for Babylonia are under emergency takeover. Deck control team, please arrive at your stations within 15 minutes. First outbound flight, T-minus 20 minutes. This is not a drill. Repeat, this is not a drill. A massive transport craft is lifted out of the basement by an equally massive elevator. As it reaches the deck, a tow truck at the ready attaches to the front of the landing gear. Attachment complete! The tow truck shuttles the transport craft along the fluorescent indicators on the deck to the launch point. After releasing the tow hook, it turns left 90 degrees and accelerates to leave the site. Mother Goose 1, testing communication link. Loud and clear. Communication link functional. Mother Goose 1, take runway 37 right. Turn 167.43 upon departure. Maintain communication. Godspeed. Mother Goose 1, roger that. Taking runway 37 right. Turning 167.43 upon departure. Maintaining communication. Tailwind is at our backs. Serious question, do tailwind and headwind even matter in low Earth orbit? Cut it. Who wants to hear that we're facing headwind and flying through an air pocket? Time for takeoff. The pilot forcefully pushes down the throttle, causing the engine to roar as the massive aircraft accelerates down the runway. Mother Goose 1, departing with Grey Raven operatives in transport. Assemble the deck control team and prepare for the next departure in 5 minutes. While the deck is busy with inbound and outbound flights, the launchers below the deck also remain at the ready. Ranger 1 to Ranger 16 prepared for launch. Copy. Launch after Mother Goose 1 has cleared the deck. T-minus 2 minutes. Roger. What's the situation in the target airspace?
Situation unclear. Please be prepared for all possibilities.
I knew it. They wouldn't send the Rangers into battle otherwise. We're the best Fenrir fighter pilots around. This is the kind of mission for the Rangers.
If you encounter enemies, avoid unnecessary confrontation. Your top priority is to escort the transport craft.
Got it.
Takeoff is a go. Ranger 1 to Ranger 16. Prepare for launch.
All right, boys, it's showtime! What is it? They disengaged from immersion too quickly, which means their perception of reality may still be affected by the virtual space. While there should be no problem when they're in the transport craft, the moment they reach the ground, get to the point, Asimov. We should consider temporarily uploading the Spear of FOS to their command links. In that way, they can at least deal with the situation unhindered. Moreover, as long as they can connect to Babylonia, they can also use the additional functions of the Spear of FOS through Gestalt. Do as you see fit. I'll prepare a liaison officer for you. Things are getting really serious. Nice. Now it's deserted tide. Deserted ruins. With the violent shake, the transport plane lands next to the support force's supply vehicles.
Fortunately, they didn't crash into the ruins.
Struggling to adapt to the harsh sunlight of the outside world, you open your eyes to the laughter of the chief support officer. But the virtual space still appears before you. Isn't this...
Never mind that. Come with me. We have important matters to discuss.
Led by Bridget, you four enter the supply vehicle.
The punishing virus concentration has nearly turned this place into a dead zone. You'll need to strengthen your inver devices. I'll take your team there. Just wait here for a minute.
Before leaving, she rummages through the mountains of supplies for a few seconds and pulls out a protective suit.
Here's your protective suit. We just finished improving it a few days ago.
Thanks. After changing into the improved protective suit and waiting in the car for a moment, you see Bridget approaching with 3 other people.
All right, ready to go. The suits really feel more protective against the virus, Commandant. Your inver devices have been enhanced, but there's still a limit. If you see something too dangerous, don't let curiosity get the best of you.
We'll be careful.
By the way, we'll have more serums ready for you before you go.
That's very thoughtful.
We just got more in stock is all. Another thing, Asimov told me about the trouble with your vision. Just wait here for him to contact you.
Ah, so that's what they meant. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Shortly after, Asimov contacts you on the comms as anticipated. Do you copy? I'm assuming you've disembarked by now. Just in time. Just finished enhancing the inver devices. There should still be visual interference from the virtual space, right? Don't worry about it for now. You disengaged from the virtual space too abruptly, preventing the Spear of FOS from shutting down in time and leaving the real-time virtual spatial data generation in your cognitions. Generally speaking, it shouldn't be too much of a hindrance. You would have made a full recovery after a few days of rest in the infirmary. But time is of the essence, and I think we can use it to our advantage. I'm going to try to upload the Spear of FOS to your command link to synchronize it with your senses. This should allow you to restore, record, and play back the spatial data that you find. In other words, you can connect to Gestalt's massive computing power with a security device, allowing you to perceive and analyze scenarios, connect with entire systems, even restore and simulate past events. Because we can restore anything we want? As long as there is fragmented data nearby, you can use Gestalt to restore it, including data that has nothing to do with leads. You can use key data from people and objects to display the information in the area. They can come in any shape. They can even just be names. But you must acquire the data first. By the way, since most people have been dispatched to the surface, Babylonia is now short-handed. A new liaison officer will take over for now. Also, wait, I'll connect you to him. It seems that we will maintain this perspective until the end of this mission. That's not too bad. It'll filter out many useless information. Your brother is here! Murray? Nothing strange about this, Lee. We can catch up once this crisis is averted. Now let Bridget give you the security terminal that Asimov mentioned. Bridget smiles and hands over a package containing more than a dozen sophisticated cube-like devices. I'm sure Asimov has explained what these are for. This thing weighs a ton! The weight hasn't been adjusted yet. Please bear with it for now. But as long as the secure terminal is active, you'll be able to investigate the area more easily. That's all we have to prepare for now. Any questions? Nope. I wish you all the best. Alright, let's move out.
Wait, Ririna, I better double check your protective suit.
Oh?
Looks like everything is in working order. If you want to go into more dangerous areas later, you'll need to enhance it with a few mods. But don't put them on for too long. It'll take the breath right out of you, especially during vigorous activities. But I'm sure you're already familiar with the basics, unlike those rookie commandants that forget basic safety rules in the heat of the moment. Well then, I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Bridget. You're the best. I'm so happy I have you. Ugh, so great. She has such a nice design, I swear. Anyways, before I keep fangirling over her, let's keep moving. Not long after leaving the supply vehicle, you find the street covered with red spikes and pools of red liquid.
What is it? Maybe it's the manifestation of the punishing virus. I've seen similar images in the database.
Liv makes the shape of a cube with her hand.
Stay away from the spikes and the liquid. They contain a high concentration of the virus.
Don't let curiosity get the best of you.
These indicate that we're approaching the dead zone, so we mustn't touch them. If you get too close to the red liquid, you'll begin to show signs of corruption. It's best to avoid them at all costs.
Understood. Proceed with caution. Oh, that was a lot faster than I thought. A horde of corrupted has gathered in this area, but there aren't that many virtual projections appearing. Do we not have enough data? It's time-consuming to extract data from active corrupted, not to mention the sheer number of them. Then we'll just have to clear out a portion of them. Lucia points to a group of rampant corrupted in front of her. These corrupted are blocking the street. Looks like we have no choice but to fight if we want to keep going. Everyone prepare for battle. Lucia grabs her weapon and takes a step forward, but Liv looks nervously towards the northeastern side of Old Street. Liv, what's going on?
After we pass through Old Street, are we going to the business district?
That's right.
I just detected a high concentration of the punishing virus there, but now it's gone.
Is it moving or is something concealing their signal? While everyone deliberates over the issue, you receive a message from Bridget.
Hey, we just got attacked by corrupted. They destroyed a security terminal here. Are you all okay?
We're fine. Suddenly, the virtual spatial data in your line of sight begins to fluctuate violently before disappearing. Looks like our nearest security terminal was also attacked. Let's set one up here. You take the cube out of your backpack and hand it to Lee, who begins setting it up hastily. We've been spotted by the patrolling corrupted, Commandant. Ready your weapons. Roger.
Time to kill the corrupted, finally.
Too many corrupted here. We can't avoid a fight if we want to set up the security terminal.
We're fighting with the best guy, Lee.
We'll make sure Lee is safe. I'll leave the rest to you. I got this. Aren't I supposed to... whatever, it's fine. Come on. Okay, there you are. How dare you! Okay, you're safe now. You will not harm him! Ugh. So many! What are you doing? There we go.
I suggest installing a backup security terminal. Better safe than sorry.
Come on. Get rid of them all. Die! Perish! Did we get it? Okay, we got this. And it's done. After finally putting an end to the danger, Lee finishes setting up the security terminal.
Security terminal activated. Establishing connection.
As the terminal signal reaches full strength, the virtual projections begin to become more apparent. Oh, finally! There's a lot more corrupted than I anticipated. Why are so many of them gathered here? I don't know, Lucia. If I knew, that would be great. But I guess we're gonna find out sooner or later.
Why is there no location for the Commandant and the Grey Ravens?
Okay, I'm fine.
Let's continue to investigate the ruins here. There may be some clues.
Before Liv can finish, the expression on her face drops. What's wrong?
I detected a large concentration of the punishing virus 10 kilometers away, and it's approaching quickly. With a size that big, we're going to be devoured.
Is it coming from the high viral intensity region you detected earlier?
Based on its path, it appears so.
As Liv speaks, she quickly assembles the parts of the reinforcement mods.
Hurry and reinforce your protective gear, Commandant. Our enhanced infrared device can still hold out a little longer.
Okay. Liv helps you reinforce your protective suit quickly, and a sense of suffocation weighs on your chest. How long can we survive in this level of concentration with our current protective equipment?
The probability of a successful retreat is 41.32%, but a high concentration of moving punishing virus is sure to be accompanied by something more dangerous.
Liv opens the small compressed air cylinder and connects it to the protective equipment.
This small cylinder can only contains 20 minutes worth of air. We need to hurry up and think of something.
Can you chart the quickest escape route?
It's moving way too fast. We won't outrun it.
What can we do? We at least need to get Commandant to safety. If we aren't fast enough, there's no way a human can get away. What the hell is it?
According to the patterns observed, it doesn't appear to be following an individual, nor is it expanding outward. It's like a tide heading straight for us.
Think it might be that red liquid we saw on the street? But Luca can't float upward. There must be something we don't know. How high off the ground is the tide?
Currently 4 meters, give or take.
Can we evacuate to higher ground?
Scanning for buildings over 4 meters. There's an abandoned hotel in the south with solid floors above the second level. We can still reach a safe height if we head there at full speed.
Let's go then.
But a section of the ground floor has collapsed. I don't know if the stairs are still intact.
It's our only shot. Even if we can't take the stairs, we still need to get up there, even if we have to climb up the side of the building. What she said. Desperate times comes desperate measures, I guess. As Liv as expected, you arrive to find the interior damaged from an explosion. The stairs and the outer walls on the first 2 levels have also collapsed. To no one's surprise, the elevator is out of service. Let's climb! You 4 quickly run outside and start climbing the intact side of the hotel. After arduously climbing to a safe height, you see a strange crimson mass appearing before you even have time to take cover inside. Oh my gosh! How the heck is anyone supposed to survive that? Wait, but I thought the punishing virus was... I thought the punishing virus was airborne. But it can become a liquid when it's highly concentrated? Wow, that's really... I wonder if it's a evolutionary result, like a result from evolution, or if this has always been the case. But considering how they're reacting, it's probably a more recent change.
Is that the high concentration punishing virus? It's like a rising tide.
The four of you look out into the distance at what appears to be a tidal wave of blinding red liquid surging towards you, flooding the entire street in an instant. The vicious red tide crashes outside the hotel as if it wants to climb the stone wall you are scaling. Giant waves swell upwards, splashing on your backs. Watch out! Every one of you continues to climb up the building in a hurry. Even though you are all fully protected, direct contact with the red liquid still inflicts symptoms of corruption.
This odor!
As the scarlet liquid envelops your vision, the foul odor of coagulating blood fills your nostrils. Quick, into the hotel! You climb up the wall using the exterior decorations and hoist yourselves into the hotel through a nearby corridor window. Looking down, you see the scarlet liquid pouring in from the damaged section of the building, filling up to the second floor. You have yet to stand firmly on your feet, and the alarm on your cylinder buzzes to indicate that half of the oxygen is already gone. It seems that your climb has significantly increased oxygen consumption.
The viral concentration here has returned to a level suitable for regular equipment. Seems like the lethal concentration I detected originates from this red liquid.
We should be fine as long as we don't fall into it.
Leave them on for now. We still aren't sure if the concentration will increase again. Let's deal with the signs of corruption first, then head to higher ground as soon as possible. Then you can remove the mods.
Okay. Lee and I will inspect our invert devices. Liv, check on the Commandant. I can do it myself.
The protective suit is too heavy with the mods equipped. Also, the access port is on your left side. Just let me do it.
I can do it with one hand. But Liv ignores you and takes out a vial of serum. She pinches the access port to prevent the virus from entering the protective suit, then inserts the vial through the port and injects the serum. You know, Commandant, aka us, just let her do her job. Better her to do it than us accidentally making a mistake by doing it with one hand. No matter how many times I've seen people wearing the enhanced protective suits, I still can't help but feel that it's too heavy for humans. Some Commandants with a weaker physique can barely run with it on, requiring their team members to carry them on the road. Oh my gosh, that's really sad. After injecting the serum, the three of them watch as you stand up and take a few steps. Looks like that's not an issue for Commandant, though. I'd even say you climbed up the 3rd floor as fast as us.
We still need to evacuate to higher ground so we can lighten Commandant's load.
Liv looks at you with concern as she inspects her invert device. Okay, hold on. Now is the opportunity to study the liquid. Give me a hand, Liv. Lee picks up a long broken pipe and stirs it intermittently from a safe difference. The liquid is thick, almost like mud. Seems to be what we just saw. We need a name for it. Punishing virus liquid? Punishing liquid? Viral liquid? What name would you call it? Maybe punishing blood liquid? Blood serum. No, it's not a serum. How about the red tide? Oh, okay, that's a little better, I guess. Simple enough, good idea. It also seems to contain a large quantity of debris and remains. Looks like it swept up quite a few corrupted on its way here. Is it recycling their bodies?
With that smell, I'm afraid these remains aren't just corrupted.
But also humans. Yeah, why else would it smell like blood? Lucia stops herself, but it seems like the rest of you have already arrived at the same apparent conclusion. Liv shakes her head, trembling slightly. She looks down at the red tide and attempts to analyze it.
What? My survey equipment appears to be malfunctioning.
You can't get a reading?
It's not that. My readings are exactly what everyone has said. The red tide contains a high concentration of the punishing virus and a large number of corrupted remains. But the punishing virus appears abnormal.
Liv looks at the analysis terminal with a solemn expression, as if she's considering how to summarize the results.
They're proliferating like biological viruses and exhibiting parasitic behavior.
I'm calling it! They are like... what is it? It's like a regular virus where they evolve over time. And this is just the beginning of their evolution. But then again, you guys already called it before. I'm just calling it now. Or at least part of it, I suppose. Proliferating and parasitic behavior?
Maybe my survey equipment is just malfunctioning.
And if it isn't? Upon hearing this, you all fall silent. If the punishing virus really is developing biological traits, who knows what will unfold next?
It can't. It has to be an error.
Liv, prepare a report. Let's report the situation to Asimov. Liv hesitates, then prepares the results and sends them to Asimov. Lee gets rid of the iron pipe in his hand. Then the four of you proceed up the intact staircase as you look down at the red tide that floods the streets below.
Why hasn't Babylonia detected such a strange phenomenon?
There aren't too many ways to avoid detection. Either it was hidden too well before, or it's rapidly expanded in a short amount of time. Let's see. I feel like it's probably the latter rather than the former. At least that's what I expect. Either way, it's outrageous. We need more leads. Another thing, if this area has gone undetected by Babylonia for so long, why would Huashu let us find it so easily?
You mean to say Huashu leaked this location to us purposefully?
It's possible. What's Huashu trying to achieve? Perhaps it's a trap. Maybe Huashu wanted us to discover the red tide? The four of you once again shift your gazes to the red tide outside the window. The sunlight shines on the mysterious scarlet sea, casting a silver glow on the surging waves. The light glimmers on the scarlet tide like countless fetuses, opening their starry eyes in thick plasma. The light dissipates throughout the tide silently, tumbling in the bloody boiling stew alongside the drowned remains. Wow, that is a very terrifying imagery. Thanks, Kuro. I totally wanted to imagine that, not? The four of you gaze into the red tide of life and death, just like how it gazes back. Following the strange gaze, a faint voice flows into your ears out of nowhere.
Help! Who's there? Help me!
The sound is like sea foam dissipating in the wind, drifting among the crashing waves. You waited with bated breath, yet you see nothing but the waves. Liv!
Scanning the surrounding areas for signs of life.
Liv searches intently, but she sees nothing but the four of you.
I haven't picked up anything. Where is it coming from?
As you four are lost in thought, the faint voice disappears without a trace. What was that? If the cry didn't come from within the red tide, maybe it... Standing by the corridor window with the rest of you, Lee shifts his gaze to the stairs.
You mean it's coming from another floor of the hotel?
Let's check it out.
On it.
But then wouldn't Liv discover, unless it's not something actually alive? Maybe? Climbing up the long and narrow steps, you come upon a relatively safe area, finally allowing you to unload the heavy mods and empty air cylinder. You search all the accessible floors but find no one. Only the rooms lying in ruins remain unsearched. We need to think of a way in.
But there aren't any signs of activities in these rooms.
No signs of activities?
Correct. Maybe the person that cried for help is already...
I can't reach Bridget, and we can't get away from the red tide. Well, let's still check them out then. The wreckage in front of you looks like they were once a pile of furniture intentionally placed there to block the entrance before being blown to pieces. Let's clean up the debris first. The four of you use improvised shovels to clear out the debris in the corridor. Opening the doors, you find what appears to be similar storage rooms, one after another. In the last room, old daily necessities are littered throughout, accompanied by stacks of storage boxes. Several work uniforms discarded in the corner have grown moldy over time. An old polymer screen that seems to separate a changing area for the employees stands resolutely in place on the other side of the room. Lee steps over the scattered objects and pulls the screen away. What is it? Seeing his odd expression, the rest of you rush over to him. Behind the screen, you see a construct and a human in Commandant's uniform.
What's a construct squad from Babylonia doing here?
They weren't the ones calling for help, were they?
Looks like the Commandant must have been dead for over a week. I heard from another squad leader that a squad came here on a mission but never returned. Is this them? Do you think there are others?
Can we recover the virtual projection? Yes, but we're already out of range from the security terminal. We should set up another one here to boost the signal. Alright, it should be safe here.
We'll leave it to you, Lee.
Lee nods and then pulls out a security terminal from his bag. This is becoming like a mystery novel or something. Oh right, any response from Asimov?
Not yet. There's a lot of signal fluctuation here. We'll have to wait.
You nod to Liv and quietly watch Lee operate the delicate security terminal.
Security terminal operational. Select an area to retrieve data.
Just retrieve data from the last day they were alive.
Acquiring target data. Complete. Generating image from data. Complete.
Under the influence of the sphere of FOS, you see two constructs and a human commandant appearing in the room. They lean warily against the wall and place the hollow screens from their terminals in front of them. There were 3 of them?
Looks like the other one wasn't here by the end.
Relay our coordinates to Coco. Have her meet us here. She'd be able to find us anyway. Why don't we just let her figure it out? Quit being stupid.
His voice sounds familiar.
Where have I heard it before? The Commandant ignores their bickering and continues organizing the data, seemingly long familiar with their squabble. Let's organize the data we've collected. We'll prepare to head out once Coco returns. The stern male construct furrows his brows and nods, then begins opening up the mess of data on his hollow screen. The blood-like liquid Rowler and I discovered nearby is showing signs of the punishing virus evolving biologically. The last recon team investigating it is still missing. Maybe they've been absorbed into it.
Punishing virus. Evolving.
And another squad is missing. Absorbed into it? The information from this one sentence is enough to fill the 4-hour view with the same dismay as the 3 people in the projection. We sampled that liquid just a few days ago, but now it's 3 times the size. It can cover an entire block now when it gushes out of the ground. Gushes? Does it still recede like the tide? I think calling it a fountain is a bit more accurate. It may have been true a few days ago, but now it's turning into a tide. It takes longer and causes larger cracks to the surface, but it still recedes into the ground. We must inform Babylonia of this news. The evolving punishing virus is a bad omen, not to mention that it keeps expanding.
So the red tide was originally hiding underground? No wonder it's gone undetected by Babylonia. He had already uncovered so much. If only he had returned safely.
It's not too late. We found it too. We've already submitted the data to Asimov.
Good thing we reported it. I thought my survey equipment was malfunctioning.
We've always been able to count on you, Liv. You should have more faith in yourself. Yeah, you really should. However, if a team had already gone missing here, the following team sent here should have been far more equipped. And if that team also went missing... Signal's unstable here. We'll have to wait until we're back to Babylonia. Do you know how it's expanding? It's unclear, but I'm sure it has something to do with the dissolved remains. The male construct Rowler raises his hand to cover a haphazard yawn. Solved. That's right. As he says that's right, the projection freezes in place as if it was buffering. The signal's being jammed here. We need to return to Babylonia ASAP. When the projection resumes, the 2 constructs at the table stand up and prepare to leave, per their commandant's order. However, a blurry shadow stands in the doorway, suddenly charging at them with a lightning-fast slash. Coco, you! He opens his eyes wide in horror as he looks at the dark figures before him, then falls to the ground limp. Huh? After losing their commandant, the other 2 constructs attempt to fight the dark figure, but their efforts are in vain. Did that construct Coco betray them? Looks like the squad didn't exactly work well together.
No, I think something's wrong with the recording.
You mean when it was buffering for a moment?
Yeah, but we can't prove anything without looking for more clues.
Want to keep searching, Commandant? Just in case, I trust Liv's intuition.
Alright, let's keep looking.
This is becoming a mystery novel for sure. I'm liking it. After removing the mini storage terminal from the square auxiliary device, the security terminal connected to the sphere of FOS gently vibrates. New recording found. Update the currently generated projection. Update. Receiving the order, the sphere of FOS begins regenerating the projection. Broadcast the updated segment. Updated data is available nearby. Please proceed to the location to view the updated segment. The indicator flashes, projecting a virtual path leading to the employee lounge. Looks like Liv was right. That's where the error was. That's right. After finishing his line this time, the door swings open and a small girl runs in from outside. A mechanical block floats around her, resembling an auxiliary device unique to her. Coco's back. Let's get ready to go.
Listen, I made a big discovery!
What is it?
I've discovered that the red tide retains the consciousness of the dead and can speak!
What?
I found the missing commandant in the red flood!
The four of you, as well as the three projections, all look surprised.
She kept calling my name and asking if I'd seen her sister.
Doesn't make any sense. What do you think it is? The river Styx of Hades? I didn't think you were gone all this time because you were out daydreaming. Their tease causes Coco to tremble slightly with anger. She stops smiling and bites her lip. The commandant realizes their rude behavior and sighs, motioning Coco to continue.
Not only did I find out about the missing commandant, I uncovered 2 other commonalities after I went asking around the other scavengers.
Coco maintains her polite smile, but her voice has a solemn undertone.
First off, the voices they've heard also come from those who died in the red tide, which is different from the river Styx. It's not like you can hear everyone who has ever died.
The commandant nods. She relaxes a bit, then swipes the screen with her fingertips to show a video to the other 3.
I'm not sure if the red liquid has to be the direct cause of death or if it applies to all those that get swallowed up after death. I didn't see how the commandant died. I just found some of the things she left behind near the tide. Even though I could hear her, I could only distinguish a few vague sentences. It's impossible to judge whether the red liquid retains her consciousness or is just imitating her. Second thing is, scavengers said that they could hear her voice too.
In other words, this is a phenomenon that anyone can observe. It's not like the other paranormal folklore.
But her voice only appeared when I got close to the tide. Kind of like how no one would greet a stranger in a distant crowd.
What do you mean? I would if they're good looking. Well then, let it kill you so we can see for ourselves. Hearing this, Rowler drops his smile and looks down at the ground. With that, the room falls quiet. Alright, let's prepare to leave. The 4 of them at the table begin to pack their bags and prepare to go.
Rowler's voice does sound familiar.
Right, where have we heard of it? What if Rowler is actually Roland? Of course that's not gonna happen. I'm just joking. Where have we heard it before? 4 of you try to recall the source of familiarity.
Oh, I remember! In the hall back there!
Oh, the one that was saying help! Of course it can't be Roland. You're right. That's definitely his voice.
How can this be? Did he end up dying in the red tide?
Based on the clues we just obtained, I'd be willing to bet. With the red tide as big as it is now, there's sure to be a lot more remains in it. But why were there so many people and corrupted stationed in this area? Maybe they weren't stationed here, but gathered here. Gathered here? You mean the red tide lured them here?
Lured, like the Pied Piper?
Pied Piper?
Yeah, it's nothing, just an old children's story.
What's it about? Just as Liv is about to explain, the 4 of you hear the sound of a door collapsing. A new projection emerges from the darkness. Somehow her figure is blurry, but you can still clearly see her mermaid tail. Lamia. Corrupted? Kill her! However, the constructs stand little chance against an Ascendant. The construct in front is thrown across the room, and he stops moving after barely any struggle. Coco, run! Our mission is to report back! Just as the Commandant gives the order, the Ascendant throws the human against the ceiling, and the Commandant's neck snaps from the impact, quietly falling to the other side of the room. The remaining 2 constructs cry out, Without hesitation, they follow their commandant's last order and charge out the room in opposite directions. But they fail, huh?
Why do you have to run away in different directions? Could you make my pursuit easier?
She looks at each of them, then turns to pursue Rowler. The projection falls as Coco runs downstairs with her floating auxiliary device before hearing Rowler screaming nearby.
Damn it! We don't stand a chance against this enemy! I must!
Coco grabs her auxiliary device and stuffs it into a secret compartment in the corridor. She removes the key card, then destroys the furniture in the corridor with her weapon in an attempt to delay the Ascendant. Right as she stuffs the auxiliary device into the secret compartment, the projection disappears. Unable to see what happens next, you can only hear the recorded dialogue from the two of them.
Missing something? How did you come out of... Wait. How can a corrupted like you talk? Do I really have to explain everything? Who the hell are you? That doesn't concern you, since you were investigating under the Ascendant's watchful eyes. You can't walk out of here alive. What's an Ascendant? What do you mean by the watchful eyes? Did you create the tide? Quit asking so many questions. I can't answer them all at once. One thing is certain. This is Providence, so the world cannot find out yet.
With that, you hear the sound of an explosion. Coco screams as the stairs collapse.
I accidentally said too much, but it doesn't matter. She's already dead.
Lamia sighs and jumps down from the second floor, her scowling fading into the distance.
How troublesome. Now I have to chase the other guy who ran away. But I'm sure he hasn't gotten far with that injury.
Did she say under their watchful eyes? If Huashu is here, I wouldn't be surprised if the Ascendant's base is nearby. That may have been why Huashu was brought here in the first place. Do you really think they're working together? What are you saying, Commandant? You mean Huashu intentionally leaked the Ascendant's location? It's possible. At that moment, your comms indicator flashes.
Hey, looks like we finally reached you.
Is something wrong? We lost contact for so long. I was starting to get worried.
Not to mention we detected a large red mass heading straight for you. We thought we were going to lose you too. I've been worried sick.
Lose us too?
Yeah, we've already lost contact with a lot of teams due to the poor signal, or because of that red liquid. Can you tell me what's going on? That way I can tell the other teams to stay clear.
Will you see?
The red tide, eh? It's just like you said, Huashu most likely let Gestalt discover these coordinates. Since the Ascendants want to use the red tide, their base must be nearby. We need to give this target higher priority. What's wrong? Worried that changing your objective will cause issues?
No, I also think tracking them should be our priority.
Agreed. I'll report the new target to the higher-ups. Hopefully they'll dispatch more people. But as you know, with the signal as bad as it is here, it's probably going to be sunset when we hear back. Continue with your mission. Based on what the others have said, Huashu is most likely at the Ascendant's base.
Indeed.
Do you need help leaving where you are before you continue your investigation?
That would be great.
Alright, I'll dispatch a ship to get you. Wait by the hotel window like Cinderella's carriage waiting for her at midnight.
What's the situation with Babylonia?
We haven't received any good news, but at least we haven't heard anything worse. Seems like it's still roughly at the same altitude as when you first left. It's rising slowly, but it can't accelerate for a while, which means that it's still in danger of being targeted from the surface.
How about the others?
As you know, most of the crew has descended along with you. Those that remained on board are scrambling to clean up. Regardless, this has been a slap in the face for some people.
Some people?
Those who got a little too complacent hiding in Babylonia. As long as matters on Earth aren't resolved, I won't be surprised if this happens again. And no one can guarantee that we will be so successful next time. Well, we'll leave what's up there to the higher-ups. We've got more pressing matters here. If we don't solve the problem here, Babylonia will still be in danger.
On it. Bridget smiles brightly, waves, and terminates the call. Guess we need to get to work. You're right about that, Lee. We never get a break ever. Hetero-creature. Wonder what that could be. Hetero-creature. This is the last area to investigate.
Hope we can find a clue.
Collect the core of remains? Oh, there. Ah. Okay, terminal.
Something's wrong with this corrupted.
Oh, it looks a lot different. Like it's a flower eating monster, a flower monster. Let's knock it out first. Oh, it's already done. Collect the core. Oh, more. Okay. Where is it? Ah, over there. Over there. Die! Pull, 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 and kill. And done. I'm gonna drink some water. I need to go to the bathroom real quick. Be right back. I'm back. With your combined efforts, you have defeated the last of them. However, among their familiar mechanical bodies, you find some unfamiliar corrupted.
What are these things?
Looks like the fused corrupted on the train. Does this have anything to do with the red tide?
We still don't have enough intel. Lee, can you use the Sphere of FOS to restore their memory?
I'm trying. I can pick up their data, but it can't be deciphered. Are there any other clues?
Once we've watched this final segment, this area will be clear.
Let's proceed to the next area. At that point, your comms indicator flashes again. Finally, I've reached you. Are you all right? We're fine. I received Bridget's report. We really should prioritize tracking the Ascendants.
Is there anything else to report?
Get out of here. You're distracting me from my work.
Sorry, I'll be leaving shortly.
Why are you two together?
We lost contact for so long, I was starting to get worried.
I noticed you sent a report to Asimov through the survey channel, so I thought I'd come here to see how it's going. Asimov, we collected some new samples. Good, send them to me. We also found some new corrupted. New corrupted? If you don't mind, Liv.
Not at all.
After receiving the sample data from Liv, Asimov furrows his eyebrows in contemplation, revealing an expression you've never seen before. He stands up suddenly and runs to the other side of the lab as if searching for something. Then you hear the sound of a cup overturning.
I've never seen him this flustered.
Looks like it's serious. After waiting for a moment in silence, Asimov returns to the comms with his brows still furrowed. What's happening? Are you okay? These bodies. They're starting to show biological signs never before seen in corrupted. Perhaps we should no longer call them corrupted. Based on their composition, it would be more appropriate to call them hetero-creatures. They're evolving biologically? Correct. But based on the intel you sent back, there are still a lot of unknowns. But after breaking down the components of the red tide by their functions, we can determine that it closely resembles the primordial ocean on Earth. So the hetero-creatures are born from the red tide? We still can't say it conclusively, but given how related they are, it is highly possible. How large is the red tide now?
It can already cover an entire city block. We've also used the Sphere of FOS to uncover records of a missing squad. We've only just sent their discoveries back because of the signal issues. According to them, the red tide was more like a red fountain previously, and it was hiding underground, but in just a short amount of time, it turned into a rising tide that could submerge an entire block.
Asimov lowers his head and shifts his glance from the report on hetero-creature to the information on the missing team. The rate of expansion. You worry that it might cover the entire planet? We can't rule out that possibility. We also can't panic just because it's possible. We must investigate further. Aside from this report, do you have any new information on the red tide? There's only one more thing. Well, tell us.
While investigating the missing team, we also found out that the red tide can retain the consciousness of the dead.
Yes, I saw this information in the report. Whether the red tide is imitating the dead or it really does retain the consciousness, the situation looks bleak. It means that it can lure unwitting people into the red tide. Lure people into it. Also, it may be able to use the data it collects from their consciousness to evolve its own consciousness and become a real living organism.
It's still expanding. It even actively moves to places where corrupted gather to devour them, growing even further.
Predatory behavior.
However, the corrupted don't completely dissolve. Rather, they're dismantled in the red tide. They become parts.
If the red tide crashes into humans, they will be hit and maybe even killed by these scraps before they drown. Dismantled. Into parts? Is it because they can't be dissolved, or? Asimov keeps his unproven speculation to himself before throwing out a question. What do you think the red tide will evolve into?
It'll accelerate the spread of the punishing virus while continuing to expand.
Is that all? Is that all? Murray nods. Asimov stops his work and turns to see him smiling by his side. I just received a report from another team. They were stationed further away and they hadn't had direct contact with the red tide, but they spoke with the scavengers nearby. Recently, a large number of corrupted have been gathering in the ruins, where there have been reports of unused supplies. But no one that ventured into the ruins has ever returned. Who do you think is responsible for this? Could it be the Ascendants? It's highly likely. The scavengers gave a vague description, but early accounts seem to share some resemblance. At this rate, even if Huashu didn't lead us here, we would have investigated this area due to the rumors or the sheer number of teams that would have gone missing here. This means they have a trump card in their hand. Once it matures, they will have something as powerful, if not more, than the Ascendants.
Matures?
They needed to keep it a secret in the past, but now they're no longer afraid of people spreading rumors of our squads going missing. That can only mean that the trump card is almost ready to be deployed. In other words, although the Red Tide and hetero-creatures pose a threat, they can't overpower us anytime soon, and yet they still carry out their plan, which means there must be an even greater threat. I think so too now. Now that we have obtained this information, we need to destroy this immature trump card before they can play it.
Of course it didn't take you long to figure it out, Lee.
Anyone would have come to the same conclusion with this information.
But we don't have enough intel yet. Commandant, Lee, please report back if you have any new information.
Can you leave my lab first?
All right, no problem.
I was just here because you looked anxious from all the news on the Red Tide, so I wanted to coordinate with you on the new information as soon as possible. Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. I appreciate the gesture, but you can sort out the information later and give it to me then.
All right, I'll be going now.
Murray nods to Asimov, then waves to the camera.
Be careful, everyone, especially you, Lee. Don't get carried away.
Got it.
Murray smiles and terminates the call, but right after that, you see a familiar projection flashing by. What is it, Commandant?
I think I just saw Roland. He was chasing a boy. What?
Roland, why would you be chasing a boy? What's wrong with you?
Following the direction of the projection leaving, you see Roland smiling as usual while talking with the boy.
Who's the boy?
The four of you look at the boy, who stares at Roland angrily and appears slightly injured. Well, they don't look like companions. Perhaps because they have distanced themselves from the corrupted at the scene, you only see them gesturing in conversation without hearing what they are saying. Suddenly, the boy angrily smashes his fist against the wall, forming a crack in the projected wall. The strength. Looks like the boy is a construct too. Their conversation does not appear to be a pleasant one. Despite Roland's dissuasion, the boy runs to the end of the street out of sight of the onlooking corrupted. At this point, the projections disappear.
Let's go, Commandant.
What things are you planning, Roland? After defeating the corrupted along the way, the four of you finally reach the end of the street. Gather data, then pinpoint Roland and the boy.
Acquiring target data. Complete. Generating image from data. Complete. What is it gonna show?
Using the spear of FOS to display the projections, you see Roland smiling as usual while grabbing the young construct's neck.
Huh? Can't run anymore?
There's nowhere else to run. The corrupted are storming from behind. You can't take them out alone. He grabs the boy's neck to force him to look back. Even though the corrupted projections have been destroyed, the young construct still continues to look toward the other end of the street in anguish and rage. It appears that while standing there, he must have seen a dire situation with many corrupted blocking their way out. Let me go! You're too weak now. Would it be wise to resist? I don't know what you're talking about. The pressure from his neck suddenly increases. His consciousness and voice slowly fade. Hurts, doesn't it? Whether it be humans or constructs, life without ascension is so fragile. Let me go! Oh? Why do you still insist on resisting? Let me see the answer in your mind. A red current flows through Roland's arm, and the hand that is grabbing the boy's neck and surges into his entire body in an instant. As the corruption continues to rise, Roland is able to easily uncover the data within the boy's mind. You! Relax. If you're not careful, I'll tear your mind to pieces. No, don't. I see. You were sold by your mother. Yet another orphan. What? I've seen many others like you, all abandoned. They'll be ascended, then saved from their sea of suffering. I don't need saving! It seems like you've been misguided by what you believe is correct. You! Even though Roland's words and corruption have filled the boy with misery, the young construct continues to struggle in resistance. You heard that she came here with other scavengers. Is that not why you applied to conduct a mission here? Are you using this as a way to find your family? But your memories of her were from so long ago. Even if you see her now, you might not even recognize her. Mind your own business! Hearing the boy's response, Roland shows an unsurprising expression of contempt, then throws the boy into the collapsed ruins. Smiling, he slowly walks towards him. What a pity. After becoming a construct, your predecessor who took care of you was rebooted after being seriously injured. She not only lost her memory data, but was also transferred out of here. You're powerless in protecting her. That's why you lost. Without her, the other members will only belittle you. Isn't that right? The young construct clenches his teeth tightly and struggles as the corruption continues to take hold. You have nothing. But it's because you have nothing that I can give you everything. On behalf of the Ascendants. Why protect a group of people who beat you down? Why bother transporting supplies to people who don't respect you at all? Because you're too weak. If you had the power of an Ascendant, no one will dare to look down on you again. My beloved predecessor wouldn't have forgotten everything for being badly injured, too. Power of an Ascendant? Yes, become an Ascendant. Your hatred is your greatest gift. With your power as an Ascendant, you can wave the blade of revenge against the people you hate. Can I? Really? Of course. How will you do that? Just make it there alive. Roland grasps the young construct's hand and gives him coordinates. With this amount of corruption, I'm afraid. Roland leans down, whispers something into the boy's ears, and pats him on the shoulder. Suddenly, the deadly red current subsides significantly. Do as I say. The young construct stands there looking at the hollow map in hesitation. Roland leisurely walks away from the boy as if appreciating the surrounding destruction. Suddenly, a notification sounds on his comms. Yes, no problem. I just secured one. Where are you? Looks like I have to help you fill more vacancies. No matter, those that are capable should be left to bear the burden. That's why the Ascendants around Miss Luna come and go, yet I remain. After terminating the call, Roland's projection smiles and walks away. Next, I guess, I should continue looking for seeds instead of letting those unreliable Ascendant recruits do it. Did you say Ascendant recruits? Well, it was recorded a long time ago. I doubt that he was talking to the ones who were familiar with that tone. But what did he mean by come and go? Thinking about what Roland said, you shift your gaze back to the boy standing still. I can see the general direction on his holo screen. But it only shows this area. If only he had switched to navigation overview. But the boy does not switch to the navigation overview. Instead, he just lowers his hand and walks in the direction indicated on the map. Boy, why must you be like that? I guess it can't be helped. At least we have a general direction. Let's go that way first. I don't know what happened to the boy. If only we could see his record again. Yeah, I'll be looking out too. Are you worried about him? I can't help but pity him. But I also understand that there are countless teams like his. Liv puts her hand on her chest and clutches her fist. In this world, life and death are a common sight. But I thought I was used to it. It's good that you're not used to it. Life is precious. That's why people choose to hurt and kill one another just to stay alive. But this only makes matters worse. As Liv said, everyone has witnessed many similar tragedies along the way. In order to live a better life, protect those important to them, or compete for military accolades, people bully the weak, plunder resources, and take lives. And they have long reduced qualities like kindness from strength to weakness. But I still want to believe that there are many other teams with deep bonds like us. Oh, Liv is so cute. Yes, we're a family. Everyone, you guys are like my children. I'm happy to see you guys. Honestly, I really like them. They're so cute. They're like, you know, like when you see a bunch of cats, like kittens or puppies, and they're like getting along. That's how I feel when I look at them. Okay, anyways. Maybe it's just me. Let me know what you think. Liv's voice is so low that she does not sound convinced. There are teams with deep bonds, but this will bring new problems. Hearing this, Liv lowers her head in sadness. Like Tifa?
Yeah. I heard that some constructs wipe their memory in order to prevent something extreme from happening like what happened to Tifa.
They wipe their memory?
Yeah, they chose to rid themselves of the torturous memories of fallen comrades. In the years of treating the wounded, I have seen a lot of such things.
They abandoned their memories in order to live?
In order to survive, we had to decide what to accept as difficult to bear as they are. That's the price.
The price. Lucia looks at her hand, lost in contemplation. Back then, I was prepared to lose my memories because there were more things I couldn't lose. So this is the price I paid. You had more things to lose? Lucia raises her head and smiles.
Didn't we make a promise? The 4 Grey Ravens will stay together forever.
Oh my gosh. They're so cute. Makes me wonder who would be considered the oldest child, the middle child, and the youngest. Who would you say?
So I need to return to the battlefield. I need to be by your side. You've changed, Lucia?
Yeah.
How so?
In the past, Lucia was like a sharp blade, willing to pay any price for a mission. But now there's a gentleness to her, as if she has found a sheath for her sharp edges. That's true. Tell her.
A blade belongs in a sheath. For me, the Grey Ravens and the Commandant have indeed become where I belong. I'm so happy to be with you too. Grey Raven is the one and only home to us all.
Although Lee does not say anything, the corners of his mouth raise into a faint smile. Lucia stands next to the 3 of you. Although her gestures are still very similar to Lotus and Dawn from before, she shows a sign of gentleness. As if aware of your silence, Lucia walks over.
What is it, Commandant?
You seem more gentle than before.
That's because this promise is what I want to treasure and protect. That's why I no longer treat myself only as a weapon.
No, good call, girl. I'm so happy for you. You're so cool.
It doesn't mean that I will lose my edge. Now that I have something to protect, I will not stop fighting, like a sharpened blade in the sheath.
Don't overwork yourself. Still, I can't accept.
Well, it seems that I'm lucky. Not only did I survive, but so did my precious memories. They're safe within my mind. Even though I need to refamiliarize myself with my memories, it's a very insignificant price compared to leaving you and everyone else, Commandant.
Lucia.
I will change it for the better. This fight will come to an end. Yes, I believe you.
She smiles bitterly, but her eyes shine with hope and conviction. Standing at the base of what appears to be a mountainous feat, she is like a mountaineer, determined to climb the rugged path and reach the distant peak.
Commandant, I believe that this fight will come to an end too. Even when that day comes, the 4 Grey Ravens will always be together.
Indeed. I don't ever want to go through the trouble of changing teams. Really? I heard it was quick and easy. Shut up. We embarrassed him. Oh, it's okay, Lee. You can admit your feelings and say that you adore us all, okay? We won't make fun of you for that. Even though he snaps at you, the corners of his mouth turn into a faint smile. Let's go. Let's change the course of this fight.
Roger. Grey Ravens, let's go.
Huh. What's this little square thing? Is it indicating that there's going to be multiple nodes? And I'm probably is showing that in chapter 12 and the EX ones, and I just can't remember, I guess. Please don't hate me. Not long after pressing onward, a familiar figure appears among the projections in the ruins.
Is that the boy we just saw?
A boy stands on the lofty ruins, looking out at the destroyed block. He resembles a corrupted with the amount of broken parts on his body.
Looks like he failed to become an Ascendant like Roland.
The boy stumbles forward in the ruins. His eyes, once full of anger, are now devoid of any semblance of emotion. Even though it is just a projection, he's still entwined with red current. He's already deteriorated into a corrupted. This must have happened when he returned from that place.
But didn't Roland give him an invitation? Why would he let him become a corrupted?
Because he was still required to make it there alive.
Looks like he failed.
The young construct continues to wander the deserted ruins, occasionally looking at the sky and making some mechanical and meaningless gestures. Suddenly, a female scavenger stops by the ruins.
Jet?
Whether the young corrupted hears a name or simply a loud noise, he turns around and staggers towards the female scavenger.
How could you turn into a...
She begins to weep and takes out a smooshed piece of bread from her backpack, apparently handing it to the boy.
Do you... Hey, Mommy?
The boy is unable to respond now that he has a corrupted.
But if Mommy didn't hand you to that dataless corporation, we would have all starved to death.
As she weeps, she becomes more heartbroken, but the boy still does not respond. Instead, he continues to walk slowly towards her.
I heard some soldiers say that you were here on a mission, so I wanted to see you again.
Saying that, she wept quietly.
But how did you turn into this?
While his mother cries, the boy hobbles towards her like a toddler learning to walk. He steps on a loose brick, then slides down the ruins.
Jet!
The female scavenger hurries to help the boy up and hands him the piece of bread.
I'm sorry. It's all I have left. You can have it.
He opens his mouth like a toddler to eat the bread his mother gives him, but then bites off her hand in the process. The woman unleashes a blood-curdling scream from the pain. It seems that she has not noticed, or rather, cannot accept that her child has turned into a corrupted.
No!
Liv's outstretched hand falls helplessly by her side. The four of you know that there is nothing you can do that could change what happened. The female scavenger clutches her severed wrist, then hurriedly gets up to run away.
Why do you hate me so much? Mommy just wanted us to survive. We simply chose our best chance of survival. I never meant to abandon you.
The woman falls to the ground from the pain in her severed arm. Too weak to stand, she helplessly watches as her son approaches with each step.
Mommy, just...
He thrusts his hand right through his mother's chest, causing blood to spew out of her mouth. She still fights through the agony to say her last words.
Mommy failed you. I wanted to make us a happy family.
Unfazed by his mother's last words, the corrupted boy drags his mother down the street as she breathes her dying breaths. Liv remains silent for a moment, then raises her head and looks firmly at the three of you.
Let's go. The sooner we put an end to the Ascendants and the Red Tide, the sooner we can prevent something like this from ever happening again.
You're right. Let's go. That's the Liv I know. All right, let's keep going. I was right. We're almost done searching the area, but we didn't turn up any clues. This is all we can see on the map. Where should we go next? Just when everyone is at a loss, a flustered researcher catches everyone's attention.
Excuse me, have you seen this person?
She pulls out a picture and asks around the scavengers. You damn fancy folk with your fancy jobs. If you're looking for someone, why don't you go ask your damn watchdogs?
Sorry, this is personal. I can't ask security for help. But please help me.
Hearing this, the scavenger squatting in the corner takes the photo and glances at it. Oh, this gal. I can give you the scoop, but what's in it for me? The flustered researcher takes out a bag of compressed biscuits from her pocket and hands it to the scavenger. He quickly rips open the bag and swallows them whole. I just saw her go that way. The researcher thanks the scavenger that runs in the direction he was pointing. He smacks his lips and sneers. Didn't see nothing. The heck?
By the look of the scavenger and researcher, this must have happened quite a long time ago. There are no clues that match the key until here. Should we take a chance?
Yes. No? Yes. Following the researcher's projection, you all arrive at a dark alley.
We haven't searched this area yet.
The entrance is well hidden. Looks intentional. See if there are any records here. After inputting the key intel into the sphere of FOS, the researcher reappears in front of you. She has not run down the alley for long before embracing a construct and cries.
Sister!
She found
her even though he just pointed in a random direction. Was it because she kept narrowing her search?
Family members share a certain bond. It's not that strange. Growing up with someone makes it easier to predict where they'll go. After all, you're familiar with their habits and how they think.
Really? I don't have any practical experience in this matter.
Because your family sucks!
You don't have any siblings, Liv? I have brothers and sisters, but we're not related by blood. If we did, maybe it would have been better.
Blood? Lucia no longer understands what Luna's thinking. Lucia has been separated from her sister for too long. At that moment, the construct in the researcher's arms turns around and gives a look of surprise.
You are... Oh! You're Liadrin's little sister, Angel, right? Oh, wrong person. It's you. How did you know she's here? Where is she? Why haven't I heard from her for so long? Her locator pinpoints her near this area. It's the only reason I found this place.
Didn't anyone tell you?
She was wounded in battle and switched bodies in order to recover. I saw her go out this morning. Maybe she's on a mission. Does she still remember me? I don't think her memory data was damaged. She said hi to me last night. If you don't feel at ease, just wait for her here. I need to get going. I'm still on a mission.
She waves goodbye and leaves. Angel breathes a sigh of relief and sinks to the ground.
Seems like she's worried about her sister, and as a researcher, the fact that her sister is a construct.
She must have her own reasons. Angel stands up and pats the dirt off her knees. Just as she was about to walk to a nearby bench, her comms ring.
A message. Sister?
She opens the message in a hurry. The four of you onlookers step forward and look carefully at the words on the screen.
Sorry I haven't been in touch with you for so long, Angel. I was wounded in battle a few days ago. When I was at the rescue camp, I saw a winged mechanical angel. He told me about a power known as the Ascension
Network. Oh my gosh. You feel pain in your chest.
We were both researchers, but when we ran out of test subjects, they used me instead. Since then, I haven't been able to continue with my research. But now I've been presented an opportunity to research the punishing virus, so I've accepted his invitation. Farewell, Angel. I hope we see each other again in this life.
After reading the message, Angel staggers backward a few steps and falls to the ground again.
The Ascension Network?
Even though she does not know what she is talking about, she can still sense the danger.
Sister, I will find you. I will!
Angel stands up, ignoring the dust on her body, turns back and dials a number in her contacts.
It's me, Angel, requesting permission to locate Liadrin.
Permission denied, Angel. How many times have I told you, quit getting involved with your sister? You'll only hinder her in battle. I know it's against your wishes for her to become a construct. But think about your future career. You know what unemployment looks like?
Then I won't beat around the bush. She's got AOL. Or AWOL. Do you know where she is now?
What? Do you have any proof?
Try contacting her.
Alright, wait a moment. Shortly after, her comms rings again. I can't reach her. I don't know what happened, but I'm going to dispatch a team to help you look for her. For your sake, I hope she comes back to her senses. After all, your sister is quite an accomplished soldier. We put her talents in high regard. Not long after terminating the call, 3 constructs arrived by car. The car's navigation system clearly displays the coordinates of their destination. Angel enters the car and proceeds en route to their destination, quickly disappearing out of sight. Finally, we found a clue.
Looks like they went here. Let's get going, Commandant.
On it.
But do you think she'll be able to find her sister?
If this really is the Ascendant's headquarters, I'm afraid this doesn't look good. Liv clenches her hands and gives a look of sadness.
Blood is complicated. When you grow up together, it brings you closer to one another. But in times like this, it also pushes you to the abyss.
Blood. This is the second time Lucia says this word. Is she still thinking about what happened to her sister, Luna?
Lucia. I'm here, Commandant.
Are you thinking about your sister?
Yes. I don't understand. Why did Luna become an Ascendant? I heard that she was disposed of after failing to become a construct. Did something happen? Why is she with another me? If she is me, why did she choose to become an Ascendant?
Maybe she went through something that you didn't.
You mean...
The same person with different experiences will make different choices.
Different experiences? If they could do it again, if they could live in a gentle environment, they wouldn't have chosen this path, would they?
Your choice is proof of that.
If only I could know what she went through. I might be able to understand why she made this choice. But...
Lucia looks up and stretches her hand towards the distant sky. The sun hiding behind the clouds struggles to shine a ray of light between her fingers.
If I find out from her memories that all of this is a lie, and that my purpose belongs somewhere else, will I become someone like her?
You won't. Maybe.
Are you sure, Commandant?
I believe in you. Hearing this, she places her outreached hand on her heart. Her smile shows signs of doubt and bitterness.
She and I are the same person. I wouldn't be surprised if we make the same decision. Do you really believe in me?
Yes, I'm sure she would make the same decisions as you.
You mean, if she had the same experience as I have, she would also be standing here as a member of the Grey Ravens?
Your affirmation does little to assuage Lucia of her worries. Confusion of the unknown, the fear of loss, the possibility of parting after uncovering the truth. All these worries cloud her heart, much like the sun above. Whatever happens in the end, I will respect your decision, Lucia.
Thank you, Commandant.
Lucia nods. Although the worries in her eyes remain, her smile widens faintly. She turns and leads the rest of you to the target location. Her pace continues to be firm in conviction, and like a raven aimed at its target, she spreads her wings and soars into the cloud-covered sky. The four of you follow the planned route out of the ruins and into an area interspersed with abandoned factories. I already know the general situation. I'll contact you again if there are any new developments. The sign is unstable, maybe hard to reach right away. There's no need to worry. I have some acquaintances nearby. They know my brother. If anything happens, they can lend a hand at a moment's notice. As for you, Commandant, you'll have no problem as long as you follow my brother. Acquaintances? You know people that can enter a dead zone? A lot of people went in with the main force this time. It's weird about knowing a few of them. Exploring the ruins takes a lot of stamina with all the heavy protective equipment and safety terminals, as the Commandants can't operate around dead zones for too long. Lee, make sure the Commandant gets some rest. There's bound to be trouble. Commandant needs to be at peak performance to make sure nothing bad happens. Marie smiles and says goodbye to the four of you, then terminates the call.
We've been fighting for quite some time now. You should rest up, Commandant.
I can keep going.
Commandant?
Liv looks sad, but she does not say anything, so you continue onward. With the warm afternoon sun at your backs, the remains left behind by the red tide emit the same peculiar gazes, surrounding you on all sides. The crumbling buildings nearby form a concrete forest, reaching into the low clouds, limiting their visibility. In the shadow of the abandoned factories, there is a pile of crates of varying sizes, most of which show signs of being rummaged through.
I wonder if those crates contain any clues.
As she keeps moving, Liv examines the crates stacked on the side of the road.
This area has already been picked clean by scavengers. I doubt there's anything of value here.
Scavengers rummage for supplies, but clues will be left in their tracks.
Hey, what's this?
Liv runs up to the crates beside her and returns with a book. The book appears to have been hidden in the crates, and its pages were especially preserved. Even though the book has deteriorated over time, it seems like the pages will rip out with little effort. It's a book, a predecessor to ebooks. I've heard that people in the Golden Age would restore ebooks into physical copies that were sold for nostalgia or collection. Looks like it's one of those physical books. The four of you continue onward, book in hand. While Lucia continues to look around, she glances at the book in Liv's hand, seemingly interested. What's in the book? Is it a clue? Carefully, Liv opens the faded cover and a white petal falls out onto her hand.
It's a pear blossom? It's been flattened. I don't know if it's real or not.
She carefully puts the petal back and reads the title of the book.
Carmen writer Genesis?
That sounds like Kamen Rider. Liv quickly skims through it and conveys the story to the rest of you. Based on her description, the story is about the fate of a young man who uses the power of cars to shapeshift and save the Earth from aliens with the help of his companions. So basically, it's everything like that. Okay, got it.
By the look of the content, there's nothing that can be used as a clue. At least it was an interesting read. I feel that it's great to be able to trust and fight side by side with your companions. Not just in the story, but in real life as well.
Same here. I'm really glad to have met you all. Liv nods and carefully turns the book to the last page. On the inside of the book back cover, she sees a beautifully written note. Earth has been stricken with innumerable disasters, and time has washed every one of them away. Live for tomorrow, because all will pass. Pass to Shrek. Shrek? Shrek? That's so random.
Any disaster will eventually subside, so we must keep fighting. We maintain hope as we wait for a better tomorrow.
Liv silently recites the note as she rubs the white lining of the page with her fingertips. Suddenly, as if she notices something, she holds the book in front of her and carefully confirms her suspicions.
Hey, looks like something's been covered up with repair glue.
She puts the book up to the sunlight, trying to see what is under the glue.
Anything?
Lucia leans over to Liv and sees a line written in messy handwriting under the patch. Don't scribble those lies on my book for me! Who the heck still believes in hope on this forsaken planet?
Sorry, it doesn't look like a clue.
Liv makes an apologetic face, then places the petal back into the book.
It's okay, we just came across it anyway. It might not be a clue, but seems like it was cherished by its owner. Mind if I put it back?
Go ahead, it's not that far back. Liv nods, then quickly runs back to where she found it.
I'm back.
Alright, let's go. Hopefully we can find some leads along the way. After all, we're likely to encounter Ascendants up ahead. It'd be nice to have some more intel.
You're right. Commandant, when you were up against the Ascendants.
The other three look over anxiously, as if not wanting to recall their so-called vacation. Relax! I still plan on cashing in on my retirement, you know? I'm putting in all this work so I can get old and die old in my sleep. Save that sort of talk for when we return safely to Babylonia. The four of you fall into an awkward silence.
I'm not sure if this counts as a clue, but...
Liv looks around at the surrounding area, lost in contemplation. What is it?
I've been here before.
Really? You've been here before too?
You too, Lee?
I recall passing through here on a survey mission, but that was when I was still with Kurono.
Oh, it's been a while for me too.
Is it something from your past, Liv? What happened?
It was before I was a construct. Back when I was a medic, I was ordered to come rescue people here.
Liv points to the southeast.
Over there, but I'm sure it's already completely destroyed. At the time, our retaliation forces were overwhelmed by corrupted. Most of the soldiers were ordered to evacuate. But that would have led to even more casualties. I stayed behind to heal the wounded until the constructs arrived. But
Seems like this place has left quite an impression.
Has it? It really has. It was because of that incident that I became a construct. That has allowed me to help more people like what I'm doing now. And because I helped everyone, I was able to join the Grey Ravens and be with you all. And I'm surprised Lee came here on a mission as well. What about you, Lucia? Have you been here before? If that's the case, then I think fate has brought us together.
When asked this question, Lucia lets out an awkward expression. This place seems familiar, but I can't recall why. Maybe you lost some of your memories when you changed frames? Back then?
No, I already checked. Lucia's mind didn't suffer any memory loss, and her memory data was stable. Lucia didn't lose any of her memories when she was transferred into the plume frame.
Maybe it's just deja vu.
Deja vu?
You probably have been somewhere similar. That's why you think it looks familiar. But I don't have any memories from a place like this.
Maybe you lost some memories before you transferred into the plume frame?
Think now's the time to tell her? Thinking over this issue, Lucia opens her mouth hesitantly. Well, now that I think about it, some of my memory is a bit hazy and abnormal. That was with the former Grey Ravens before I met you all. She sighs softly, unsure of how to continue. Actually, you tell Lucia about what Hassan and Asimov said before you all left. You mean they have hidden a memory from me? I can authorize you to access the memory. Lucia lowers her head in contemplation for a moment. I trust your decision, Commandant, but we should prioritize the mission. Time is of the essence. Also, I still have some things I need to confirm.
It's fine, Lucia. Don't worry about whether or not you've been here with others before knowing the Commandant. From now on, the four of us will be on a mission together.
Alright, thanks. I'm not worried about this, but you're right. No matter what happens in the future, the Grey Ravens will always be together. What does it say? Full of thorns? Why? It's making me very anxious. I mean, it's fine. Walking along the designated route, the four of you walk cautiously among the dilapidated ruins.
This place is completely different from what I remember. How long has it been?
Really, for me, this place feels more and more familiar. But I can't remember why.
Maybe you came here too, Lucia. Maybe even more recently than me.
Does this have anything to do with my suppressed memory? Lucia lowers her head as she contemplates the problem.
Watch out!
Liv stops to her right as she was about to step on a loose stone tile. Looks like there are still traps here. Lee briefly steps on the random stone tile, causing the broken tile to fall into a pit. Looking down into the pit, you see that the bottom is covered with red spikes. If someone had stepped on that, they would have fallen onto the spikes. And then we would have perished and then died. And then that would have been the end of the story. That would be bad.
There's no way around the collapsed road. Let's find some material to build a makeshift bridge.
Yep. Sorry, I was being careless. Looks like there are still traps all over the road. We need to be careful.
You're right. Be on the lookout for supplies we can use to get around the traps. Let's go, Commandant.
Yes, ma'am. I will be there with you. I don't suppose. Yeah, I guess. You input the data on the Ascendants into the sphere of FOS. This time generating the projections of Alpha and Luna.
What are they doing here?
We're approaching the Ascendant's base. It's not that surprising to see their projections. Next up probably won't be their projections, but the real deal. Let's go check it out. Who knows, we might be able to collect intel. The four of you quickly approach the projections of Luna and Alpha. Had you not known who they are, you would have assumed they are two ordinary sisters going for a walk.
You're finally by my side, sis.
She smiles at the other projection, but the latter remains silent.
Do you want to know why I became an Ascendant?
I do.
In the beginning, I just wanted to live. But in order to see you again, in order to survive, something changed. They only saw me as a threat that needed to be destroyed. Once I was labeled a threat. It wasn't so easy to live. It came at a cost. Wasn't that the same for you, sis?
Hearing this question, Alpha stares at the palm of her hand in disgust, then clenches her fist as if to crush something. Lucia frequently makes this gesture, but she is far more gentle, as if to hold onto something precious.
Do you want to go back?
I would still have some foolish hope had that never happened.
What happened?
This is where they... Where are they what? With an expression of disgust, Alpha reaches out to the distant sun. This resembles the same action Lucia did before, but it's fundamentally different. Unwilling to recall the memory, she furrows her eyebrows and disappears into the distance with Luna's projection. The four of you follow them for a short distance until you see the projection of Lucia Lotus among them.
So I really did. I've been here before, just like everyone else.
Time and war have ravaged this area, dealing irreparable damage to the land. However, a sense of familiarity still remains to give the three of them a sense of nostalgia.
If this was where my suppressed memory took place.
Want to have a look? Say yes! Please say yes! I would still have some foolish hope had that never happened. Recalling Alpha's words, Lucia is silent for a moment.
I'm really grateful to be with everyone. Even if this grateful feeling, according to the other me, comes from my ignorance of the truth. But now, no matter what I was born to do, I'm sure your conviction and tenderness will steer me once again in the right direction.
Yes, I'm sure of it. She reaffirms herself quietly.
Before the gap in my memory, I was a member of the previous Grey Ravens team. That was before the three of you were a part of the Grey Ravens. Even without Luna by my side, I was still committed to fighting for Babylonia, for humans and my friends just like I am now. But something happened during that gap in my memory, causing Alpha to walk down the path she's on. That's why I can't give you my promise. I can't imagine what will happen after I remember.
But the Lucy I know doesn't like to run away.
Yes.
Also, I told you.
Hmm?
No matter what happens, I respect your decision.
Commandant.
She looks up, her smile returned.
Then let's get going. Let's go see what happened to me.
The rest have been drawn off. We've just got this riot left, right?
Affirmative.
Take down the riot model before Hito comes back, and sweep and clear all corrupted elements. 5 by 5, let's go, Merle! I'll go right, I'll go left. Oh yeah, I forgot. It shoots beams! I thought I dodged that, okay. Oh boy. No! That I went to the side. There we go. Oh boy. Oh, there we go, there we go. Got it. What a naughty thing. Hurry and finish it off, Lucia. Can't move while holding it here. The enemy can easily target us. Lucia, strike the final blow. Understood. Hold up, how is this thing still moving? Must be the punishing virus. Records indicate that the virus has rewritten and repaired its host before. Which also means that our attacks are working. Keep up the good work. I'll send you to your end. Who's there? Muriel? Shun! My inner device. Oh, damn it. Riot is going to break free. Be careful. I'm fighting Riot alone. I see. All I remembered was the electronic shackle on Riot had somehow disappeared. I didn't know I was the only one left. That's okay. I will take it on by myself. Just like what I did last time.
No, Lucia. You have us now.
Can't maximize the efficiency if you fight alone while there are teammates around.
Thank you. I don't have to fight alone anymore. Nothing can break Grey Raven apart.
Woo! I am gonna die! Woo! Yikes! Oh boy, I'm really gonna die! Oh boy! Okay, we're still fine. Oh, there we go. I mean, I died once, but it was a bit hard to control her. The riot in front of you lets out a strange roar, then turns into remains like before. It's abnormal for Commandant to not respond. Muriel, Shun, we're pulling out!
I remember saying that before, but...
The projections then fill in the blanks in Lucia's memory. Lucia, go. I'm worried the Commandant is also in danger. After all, we only just escaped. How could I leave you here? She goes to Muriel and Shun, trying her best to carry one of them first. At that moment, the long disconnected former commandant finally contacts her. Lucia! He gasps for air as if he had just been through an arduous battle. Commandant, Muriel and Shun are seriously wounded. I need support. We can't. I know it's cruel to say this, but leave them there. I've been ambushed. Get over here and provide backup. I can't abandon our comrades. Don't worry about us. Shun and I can transfer our memories. We'll see you again in no time. Memory transfer? But that technology is still... Don't worry. We might lose some memories, but we'll be fine. Shun forces a smile under unbearable pain. Lucia, get back here ASAP! We don't have time! Lucia's projection grits her teeth, showing a sign of reluctance as she leaves her fallen comrades. Don't look so dismal. We'll see each other in our new frames. Okay. Don't break your promise. The two of them on the ground struggle to give her a thumbs up, watching Lucia leave. Keep laying here, become corrupted, won't we? Memory transfer takes time. Hold on a little longer. Panting, their projections fade over time, finally disappearing where they lie. Remember anything? Lucia shakes her head. Even though she saw her projection, she still cannot recall any relevant memory data in her mind. But seeing them there confirms what the Commandant said about the incident. It really did happen here. Hassan said. What did he say? Now that her frame contains data from Alpha, maybe it's time she has her full memories back. Nicola withheld part of it at first, out of concerns. He believed doing so would benefit our ongoing fight. But that only solves our immediate problem. The longer it's held back, the easier Lucia gets lost in confusion and doubt. I believe her bond with the Grey Ravens can keep her from crossing that line. I've sent an access key to your terminal. It'll allow you to use the Spear of FOS to access Lucia's deep mind. That's where Alpha's memories are locked. You should know what that means. It's up to you to decide when to use it. Now that Lucia has accepted the first half of this memory, maybe you can give her permission now? Lucia, just as you try to persuade you receive an emergency notification on your comms. Any issues? Nothing so far. I noticed that you've been in the same location for a while now. I was worried you were in danger. We're just having a rest. Alright, but time is of the essence. The red tide is incoming. What? Evacuate the premises immediately. Bridget should be nearby. She should be able to give you a ride. Now's not the right time. Tell her next time. After receiving this information without further ado, you terminate the call and quickly proceed to the designated entrance. And we have finished that. Huh. Let's see. Got through one. And that means... I guess we can complete this in like 2 more parts, perhaps? And then after Dark Reflections, I'll be completing the interludes. I can't remember which interludes, so I'll have to look up on that, but still. It is what it is. I guess I'll just keep it at that. So my kids, what do you think of today's progression? I think we got through a good amount of the normal mode. I'm actually relieved that the normal mode was chosen, mostly because I do want to get through it at the most efficient speed. And I don't think the exploration mode is very efficient for recording / streaming purposes anyways, so it is quite a relief. I know people want to see me react to like the side stories and stuff, but I do need to consider what the majority wants, and the majority seems to want just normal mode. So it is what it is. But don't worry, I will be, again, looking through it offline to see what the secrets and the side stories are like. So you don't have to worry about that. That'll probably be after I'm done with chapter 13 rather than during it. Just so that I have all the information as I'm checking those out myself. But in any case, I think we got through a good chunk. I really think that we might finish it in 2 more parts. So in total, there will be 4 parts for chapter 13. Now that I think about it, this is the second one. Not bad, I guess. At least I tried the explore mode in the first one, so it's not like I don't know how everything works and didn't get the experience that the rest of you did. So yay for me. Anyways, let's etch this into our memory and keep it safe. And as always, formally inviting you to the next tea party, the so-called anime enthusiast Fox. Who's that? This was Ririna. So until the next one then, bye.